Hello and welcome back to another edition of Viper Bites. We are on to week 12 and we've got your waiver wire targets that you need to be taking a close look at this week. Now, to start off the show, we're going to get into quarterbacks. But first, if you're listening to us on any of those podcasting platforms, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Anchor, whatever that may be, hit that rate and review. And if you're watching us on the Vipers Network, make sure to give us a good thumbs up. And make sure you drop in a nice comment in the comment section there. Muchly appreciated. Now, let's get into the show here, and let's start off with your AFC East leading, Mac Jones-led New England Patriots. You know what? I am so glad that Patriots fans have a winner once again, and it all starts with McCorkle Jones. If he is still on that waiver wire, you need to go out there and you need to grab him. This week, the Patriots welcome the Titans to Foxborough, and the Titans there have had a tough time in defending quarterbacks and receivers, ranking 29th and 32nd in fantasy defense. Yeah, I like Mac Jones this week. Another quarterback I like, Cam Newton. Newton completed 21 of 27 passes for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball an additional 10 times for 46 yards. With the Dolphins next on the docket for the Panthers, you can schedule him into your starting lineup. Now, another quarterback that I'm taking a good hard look at this week is Tyrod Taylor. It's not going to blow you away, but you're looking at anyone that's going against the Jets any given week. And this week, the Houston Texans face off against the New York Football Jets. He did post 19 points last week against the Titans, which is a solid start. And drawing the Jets this week with that running ability and the Jets' inability to stop running backs, it looks like a good chance for some fantasy production from that standpoint. Fire up Tyrod Taylor. Now at the running back position, you know what? Tony Pollard, he should already be off the waiver wires. Ramondre Stevenson, he should already be off the waiver wires. Rex Burkhead, not so much. He's available in many leagues right now, and he's definitely a guy to take a flyer on. Look, things are bad out there on the waiver wire, especially at that running back position. And Rex Burkhead just had 18 carries last week against the Titans. And this week, he lines up opposite of that Jets defense that we just talked about. Now, everyone and anyone is scoring against the Jets, especially from the running back position. So why not give a chance to Rex Burkhead this week and see what he can do from a fantasy standpoint? I think he's a good value again, once again this week. Another guy I want to get into, and I'm going to throw up a Cupid video from back in July with my guy, Matt Breida. The problem with Singletary and Moss is they do not have that home run threat. Singletary's shifty. Moss is that bruising back. They don't have that home run threat until now. Matt Breida, welcome to Buffalo. We've seen you in San Francisco. We've seen spots of you in Miami. We know you can break off a big run from anywhere on the field. You have that experience. You've hit those 80-yard home runs. You've hit those 75-yard home runs. Well, guess what? Between Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, the biggest run they were able to bust off was a Singletary 51-yard scamper. And that's just not that home run potential. Now, you know I'm a Matt Breida truther, and the Matt Breida experience is about to continue this week. Back in week 10, 3 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week, 67 total yards. Yeah, okay, it was garbage time, but garbage points count too, and Breida has some value, especially if neither Moss nor Singletary can get things going or get things right from a fantasy standpoint. You know what? Go out there and get yourself some Matt Breida, because you know back in July I liked him, and I like him now. Another guy I like, Ty Johnson, with Michael Carter set to miss the next 2 to 3 weeks with that ankle sprain, and Tevin Coleman, well, not being good at football. Johnson is a must-add this week, especially what he offers you in PPR. Johnson has been productive in his opportunities this year, and the Houston Texans are next on the Jets' radar. At the wide receiver position, make sure Brandon Ayuk and Michael Gallup, they're not on the waivers. If they are, go grab them. It's pretty obvious. Now, 3 players here that I'm going to throw out at you. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He had 10 targets last week against the Vikings. Yes, 10. Yes, Valdes-Scantling. I know doesn't make sense in that sentence, but here's what makes sense. He only hauled in 4 of them, but he had 123 yards. His speed is what separates him from Allen Lazard, and the fact that Lazard wasn't available last week, I guess. Now, looking forward here to week 12, Jalen Ramsey looks like he has the potential to shadow Devontae Adams. Ramsey doesn't shadow receivers very often, but Adams is a guy that they're going to want to cover up and match up with off the get-go, which could open up a little bit more room for Valdes-Scantling this week. Another guy, Rondell Moore. I'm trusting again, and maybe it's Colt McCoy that has me blinded, but I love myself a Yak man. Okay, maybe he didn't have Yak last week, but he had a very Edelman-esque stat line, 11 catches, 51 yards. It's beautiful and frustrating all at the same time, especially when you look at that standard scoring and the PPR scoring. You try and balance the two out. Anyway, Rondell Moore, worth a flyer going forward. Now, another wide receiver that's worth a flyer is Cedric Wilson. I'm not in love with this matchup against the Raiders, but with Lamb potentially in missing this one with concussion there, he's in the protocol. Some say he's got an opportunity to play. Some don't think that's going to happen. And Cooper in the COVID protocol and set to miss these Thanksgiving matchups, he is worth an ad. Against the Chiefs, he saw 7 targets, so opportunity is there. Production, 36 yards, not so much. Now, moving along, tight ends, Evan Ingram versus Eagles. No, I'm not going to do it, but I'm here to tell you that that is an option out there. Now, Logan Thomas, Washington football team, is coming off the IR, and I feel like I've been saying this for weeks now, but it's really happening now. Now, while he may not be in the lineup this week, grab him before your league mates get a chance to, because fantasy playoffs, they're just around the corner, and here is a tight end one he's healthy that you could plug and play right off the get-go. Speaking of tight ends who've been producing lately, Adam Treltman, he has seen 6 targets in 4 straight games and is coming off a 5-catch, 58-yard performance last week in which he saw 8 targets. I guess after the Bills pretty much got punched in the mouth by Jonathan Taylor last week, there may be more of a commitment to stopping the run this week, meaning things may open up for Adam Treltman in this contest on Thanksgiving. Now, another tight end, I'll give you one more, Austin Hooper. 4 receptions, 7 targets, 53 yards. Yeah, I'll take that in a pinch. Now, Hooper, he's also seen 5 or more targets in 3 of the last 4 games. And with that kind of target share, that makes him a very viable streaming option at the tight end position. Now, with that being said, those are some of the waiver wire targets that I'm targeting here in week 12. If you want some more, make sure to check out dynastyvipers.com or head over to fantasypoints.com. And hey, you want to get that subscription? Log in now, use promo code 21Vipers10 and get 10% off your subscription to Fantasy Points today. That being said, we got plenty of content coming out this week. We got 3 primetime games there on Thursday Night Football, a little turkey and football going down. We got some Sunday Night Football. We got Monday Night Football. We got our starts and sits this week. And we've got some nice little small short clips here coming out as well this week. So make sure to tune in. Lots coming on the Vipercast and the Vipers Network this week.